So Robotics for Every Child is a transformative initiative aimed at making robotics education accessible and affordable for children, fostering a new generation of young innovators and tech entrepreneurs. To discuss more on that matter, we have Dr. Kudzanai Vere, the CEO of Institute of Entrepreneurs in Zimbabwe. Good morning, Dr. Vere. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me around.
All right, so we can get right into it. So tell us, what is robotics? We'd love to know for the benefit of our viewers, and what is its objective?
Thank you so much. Robotics training is actually, we are empowering our learners on the principles of robotics, including design, programming, and obviously the operation of robotics. As you understand that the tech is taking over, where robots are almost doing everything that we used to be doing manually, yes. Obviously promoting operational efficiency, and as well as bringing this tech acumen into our students as they partake of the STEM and the heritage-based education, where we are also incorporating technology in it.
Okay. And how are you going to be carrying out this robotics training for the learners?
Thank you so much for that powerful question. What we have done is we do have a full week of, or in an eventful week, starting from the 17th of this month to the 21st.
Okay.
We are going to be having some outreach programs.
Wow.
Where we are getting into almost 5 provinces of Zimbabwe, starting off with Mashonaland West.
Oh, interesting.
We move on to Manicaland, Masvingo, Midlands, and end with Bulawayo on the 21st. And what are we doing there? We are going to gather students from the age of 7 to 17.
Wow.
Teaching them free of charge the robotics basics, where they are able to come up with traffic lights, the systems that we use, opening doors in hotels where you use a card, and whereby you also, the toll gates, where this gate is just someone presses something somewhere and you see that stroke rising and vehicles passing through. So we want that kind of knowledge to be instilled in our kids right from 7 years up to 17, and obviously beyond that, where they are going to be coming up with solutions for our challenges that we are facing.
Wow,
as a country. Yeah.
Okay, and it's interesting how you're covering a very large age group from 7 years all the way up to teenagers.
Exactly.
So a lot of children, not just children, but those also in high school, can take part in this training that's taking place.
Indeed. You also find to see to it that on the 22nd we do have what we call the STEM Quest Challenge that is going to happen at Eri Maple International School in Zhishawane, where after having gone through the provinces, all these students are going to gather there for some competition of some sort, where they are now showcasing their expertise in robotics.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And we are also going to be having a breakfast meeting at the GZU campus in Zhishawane, where we'll be having speakers talking about how do we industrialize this and how do our students then make money out of robotics. And this will be an awesome event. And on the 22nd, like I've said, we are going to have the final event where we are going to be doing the final thing.
Okay, that's a lot of engaging programs that you have lined up for the young ones, hey? And it's also amazing how they're covering a whole lot of provinces here in Zimbabwe, so most of the children can also partake in the training.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so in light of the heritage-based education that is being employed by the government, tell us about the partnership with India.
Thank you so much. If you recall, last year around November thereabout, I was privileged to be the one Zimbabwean and African who attended the Global Goa Business Summit and Expo, where we had over 51 countries from the world participate in some exhibitions. And one outstanding thing that I found out there is how India is up there in terms of robotics and the STEM issues.
Wow.
So as someone coming from here, when we travel out, it's not just a matter of traveling and enjoying the flight and obviously the scenic views of other countries, but we need to have tangible things which you take back to your country. So as a follow-up program, we partnered with Curious Minds, which is a robotics and STEM institution in India, where almost 8 experts are going to be coming through to Zimbabwe to be assisting in training our science teachers. Almost 40 science teachers are going to be drawn from all the provinces for a free of charge 4-day training in Zhishawane. So that partnership enhances, obviously we are talking of our heritage-based curriculum. We must obviously inculcate technology into our heritage-based curriculum so that we also infuse it as we are trying to solve our local challenges while at the same time keeping our cultural context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting indeed. The teachers are also going to be involved, and as you said, it's going to be free of charge, so anyone can also participate. So lastly, Dr. Vere, I would like to know, how can the students benefit more from this intended objective?
Thank you so much for that powerful questions. You know, our students, the major aim is we want to propagate a generation of innovators, people who are not able to explain what the challenge looks like as it used to be, I think, back then, where students are coming up with theses and dissertations which are shelved in universities gathering dust.
Yes.
You know, education 5.0 culminating into the heritage-based education is imploring people to go out there and come up with solutions. People can then say, how is Dr. Vere, we know him as an entrepreneurship expert, linked to these robotics issues? The major purpose is we want to propagate young millionaires from that age. And robotics, on the other end, is a skill. And quite a number of students are being skilled.
Yes.
But are they able now to commercialize the skill that they would have gotten? Oftentimes, their innovations are just parked in universities, in hubs, without them having a commercial value. You know, when we are looking at Vision 2030, we are looking at a transition and progression of our economy into being a robust economy, and that can only be done by actualizing any ideation that comes to mind and any technology that people would have come up with into solutions which are speaking to our local challenges. So once the students are empowered with these robotics issues, they are now able to come up with street lights, the boom gates, the cards I spoke about. How are they going to make money out of that?
Exactly.
Yes, that's the ultimate aim.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. So the children are not just going to get some education and acquire some skills, they're also going to be empowered on how to implement those skills. So you've had it right there, Dr. Vere. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm sure a number of people would love to participate in this training that is taking place. And if there are people who would like to get in touch with you, can you have your contact number maybe?
Thank you so much. People can start registering now because we've got limited space. They can get in touch with us on +263 772 592 232 +263 772 592 232. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vere. As you've heard it from him, that's his contact information if you'd like your children to participate in this training workshop that is taking place. The world is evolving indeed, and as you've heard, there's so much that you're going to be teaching and learning and so many skills to be acquired and how to implement them. We now go back to our early morning news and we go to Mashingo.